Good evening, friends. I'm Dr. Aajay Shah, and this is our another Facebook Live. We've been doing this Facebook Live for last 3 months on a regular basis. Hope you are enjoying it. Hope you are learning. And again, my main purpose for doing this thing is to, learn together, grow together, be healthy together, be happy together. And obviously, we have a lot of downtime for the last 3 months, and I've taken up this mission to educate as many people as possible. Uh, we are on Facebook, so if you can share our page with your friends and family, they will benefit also. So please share our Healthy Living with Dr. Aajay Shah page to your friends and family. Please invite your friends and family. We are also on YouTube. We have a channel, Healthy Living with Dr. Aajay Shah. So reach out to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. We already have posted about 15 videos, including 6 pillars of healthy lifestyle, stoicism, happiness. So there are many good videos on our YouTube channel also. We're also on Instagram, so look us up on Instagram also. And we're also on Twitter. So we are on pretty much all the social media. We have now about 9,000 followers on our Facebook page, and we are growing very rapidly, actually. So again, I've taken up this mission to educate as many people as possible, make as many people healthy and happy as possible. And obviously, in that journey, I actually benefit most because I try to, I try to walk the talk. I try to, do things what I preach. So it's benefiting me most. I hopefully it's benefiting you also. Uh, Today's topic is a very important topic, and it's fiber, the most important but most ignored nutrient. So again, we all talk about nutrients like macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients obviously are the carbohydrate, fat, and protein. But we never talk about fiber much. Matter of fact, fiber has been most ignored, most neglected nutrient, while we have a strong data that fiber actually plays the largest role in terms of survival, longevity, and in terms of just health. So fiber is very important ingredient. Um, so let's talk about fiber. Fiber, there are two types of fiber. Actually, there are many types of fiber, but two most important types of fiber, soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber is the one which dissolves in water. It has a tremendous amount of benefits. We'll talk about it. And soluble fiber behaves like prebiotic. So we'll talk what prebiotic means. Insoluble fiber does not dissolve in the water, and actually it passes through the intestine and colon without dissolving, and it actually helps to form the bulk in stool. So it increases your gut motility. It makes your bowel movement more firm and more regular. So both soluble and insoluble fiber are very important. But I must say that there are other types of fiber also, and they are sometimes partially soluble, and there are sometimes a different percentage of solubility in the fiber. Fiber actually is nothing but plant matter, which is not digested by human enzymes. So again, plant matter provides the fiber. Some of the fiber can be digested by bacteria in the colon, particularly in the colon, and it has a lot of benefits. So we'll talk about that. So fiber typically are the carbohydrate coming from plants. They could be polysaccharide, they could be cellulose, they can be pectin, they can be lignin. So fibers are all different type of plant material. But in general, you don't have to worry about whether you're getting soluble fiber or insoluble fiber or not. Just have enough fiber, and by eating variety of food, itself will take care of it, how much soluble and how much insoluble you need. So let's see how much fiber you need. Daily requirement, daily requirement is about 30 gram of fiber, minimum 30 gram. Ideal, in my opinion, we should get 50 gram. But if you get 70 gram, there are just significant benefits. So we'll talk about those benefits also. Most Americans, unfortunately, get about only 10 to 15 gram of fiber every day. And that's partly because American diet, I call SAD, SAD, standard American diet. Truly, it's a sad diet. Is mostly processed food, which does not have significant fiber, because fiber is taken out when the food is processed, and animal products. Matter of fact, only 10% of American calories come from vegetables and plant-based food. So fiber is very minimum in American diet. And matter of fact, many Americans actually get less than 5 gram of fiber per day. I know some Americans who actually have animal products and processed food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and many of them will get less than 5 grams of fiber. So my question to you is, how much fiber do you get? Can you guess on your fiber diet, how much fiber in your diet, and see if you can figure out how much fiber you are getting in your diet. So we already have a Facebook. Some people are watching. We have a Judy Brown. So good evening, she said. We have a Jenna Gudger. We have Dr. Saltiel, one of my favorite cardiologists. We also have Brian Fulton, a great person. And we have Dr. Abasi watching also. We have Dr. Kanan watching. So great. Welcome to all of you. Please share on your page. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask the questions. I'll try my best to answer it. So again, let's go back to fiber. So there is a data that every 10 gram of fiber, if you eat, it lowers the mortality by 10%. So if you go from fiber of 10%, 10 gram to 20 gram, your mortality will go down by 10%. If you eat 50 gram of fiber, your mortality will go down significantly. And there is not a single macronutrient which has this kind of significant benefits in mortality. Matter of fact, protein, if you look at it, more protein you eat, higher the mortality. So actually, fiber is the only nutrient, even though we don't digest, we don't get the calories out of it, fiber is the only nutrient which has shown to lower the mortality. And again, like I said, only plant-based food has fiber. Animal products has no fiber. So again, red meat, chicken, fish, milk, cheese, anything comes out of animal has no fiber. Sometimes many of my patients said that if I eat a burger, with a red meat has a fiber, but no animal product has fiber. So very important to know, fiber only comes from plant-based food, typically whole food, plant-based food. So let's see what are the benefits of fiber. Fiber actually gives you fullness. So the fullness, and it creates a bulk in the stomach. So it creates more satiety. So you obviously eat less food. So again, it gives you more satiety. Uh, Fiber actually also, like we discussed about it, is proven in terms of longevity. A high fiber diet makes less chance of prediabetes and diabetes. Fiber also prevents heart disease, less colon cancer, less breast cancer, less obesity, less diverticulosis, which is the small pouching in the intestines, and less constipation, obviously. It actually also lowers the blood pressure, it lowers the inflammation, and because it stops the uh, enterohepatic uptake of estrogen in the bowel, it actually also lowers many hormone-related cancers also. So again, significant amount of benefits. There are many pleiotropic effects also, which are not even known yet, but we know fiber definitely is very important nutrient. So this is an important slide. This slide essentially sums up everything what we should eat. Everything. This one slide sums up everything we should eat. So if you look at it in this slide, vegetables, if you eat vegetables, relative risk of mortality is lowest actually. And actually it has a lowest impact on our environment. So this slide shows the mortality benefits and benefits on our environment. So vegetables has the most favorable effect on mortality and also on environment. If you eat whole grain fruits, nuts also has a similar kind of benefit. But if you look at the slide, unprocessed red meat and processed red meat, they both are obviously considered carcinogen, have a highest mortality and highest negative impact on environment. Same thing applies to chicken, fish, dairy, and eggs. So again, you can see that vegetables has a best benefit in mortality and in terms of impact on environment. And partly that's because vegetables provide fiber. Again, fiber is the reason I think these vegetables provide a great benefits. Obviously, vegetables have a lot of other ingredients, including phytochemicals, antioxidants, and many other things. So source of fiber is very important. Many people don't even realize that we have about 300,000 edible plants on earth. 300,000. So when people say that if you don't eat meat or eggs or cheese or chicken or whatever, or fish, what do you eat then? What things are left to eat? But they don't realize that there are 300,000 edible plants on earth. So out of 300,000 plants with different spices, even low amount of salt, and different other uh, things you can add, you probably can make a 10 million different dish. So I think if you are vegan with low salt and no oil, don't think that you will not have enough different variety in your diet. You will have tons of different dish, tons of different dish on your plate, on your dinner plate, on your breakfast, on your lunch. So the recently I learned from one of the gastroenterologists. He goes by Dr. B. I'll put the link with his last name. It's very complex last name, but he goes by Dr. B. And he says actually that all different fiber types, soluble, insoluble, other different types, have very important role. So he says that you should be eating minimum 30 variety of different plant-based food daily, 30 varieties. So diversity is very important. And he says that all this different type of plant-based food has a different role on microbiome, which we'll talk about what the microbiome means. Uh, so we should be eating all different type of vegetables, all different type of fruits, all different type of beans and legumes and lentils, all different type of whole grains and different kind of nuts, different kind of seeds. So have variety of food. Most people in America get only about 10 variety of plant-based food, sometimes even less, sometimes even less. And actually, most of the salads, when I see, has only about 5 varieties on the salad. So salad should be at least 15 to 20 varieties. So when you go to a salad bar or when you make a salad at home, when you go to a grocery store, pick up as many variety of vegetables and fruits and other things as you can and put it on your salad. You can obviously put flax seeds. You can even put some small nuts. Yeah, you can put variety of things in your salad. So try to make your salad at least with 15 to 20 different things. So again, key message from this slide is that eat minimum 30 variety of plant-based food daily. Again, I recently learned this thing. I'm trying to employ this thing in my own life. Typically, I have about 15 to 20 varieties, but I've made a promise to myself that I'll try to increase to 30 variety every day in my plant-based food. Most of you know that I'm 99% vegan. We'll talk about it. So my food definitely has enough fiber. We'll talk about it. So can you take fiber supplements? Yes, fiber supplements are available, but they are not proven to increase the longevity. So if you want to really live long and live healthy and live happy, then go to the real source, which is the whole food plant-based food. That gives you the real source of the soluble and insoluble fiber. You can take Benamucil, Benefiber, inulin, pectin, maltodextrin. All those fibers typically are insoluble fibers. They're good for your gut health. They may prevent the constipation. They may prevent a diverticulosis, but they have not shown any benefits in terms of longevity. So we have some other people. We have Hannah watching with us, our social media director, social media expert. So thanks, Hannah. We have my cousin from India watching, Nimisha Mehta. So welcome to Nimisha. We have Sarah from Oakland watching. Welcome, Sarah. If you have any questions, go ahead and put your questions there. I'll try to answer in my best with whatever knowledge I have. So thank you again for joining on this live. So again, fiber supplements can help your gut health, but not proven to increase the longevity. So this brings up the next important topic, microbiome. Microbiome has been a hot topic for last 15, 20 years. 30, 40 years ago, like when I was in medical school, we did not even know and talk about what microbiome means. Microbiome means essentially the bacteria residing in our body. There's bacteria residing in our body, and that can be in our nasal cavity, our oral cavity, or in our mouth, in small intestine, large intestine, in different passages, including including in vagina. So all different places where the bacteria reside is the microbiome. But largest microbiome place is the colon and small intestine, mostly in the colon. So microbiome mostly resides into the colon. So gut has about 38 trillion bacteria, 38 trillion bacteria. And that bacteria almost weigh about 2 to 5 pounds actually. So most of our weight, 2 to 5 pounds is actually bacteria itself. And now this bacteria is almost considered a third brain because this bacteria, quote unquote, think itself and does a lot of functions, a lot of actions in our body. So we'll talk about that. And this microbiome actually is more like a muscle because You can improve this microbiome just like you can improve your muscle strength, your muscle mass, your muscle endurance. Same way you can actually improve your microbiome by intentions, by actions, and by coaching. So again, you need to improve your microbiome. We will talk what are the benefits of microbiome. This microbiome has a lot of diverse type of bacteria. There are multiple thousands of different types of bacteria. So again, microbiome is just not one type of bacteria, but many different type of bacteria. And this bacteria has enzymes which actually digest the soluble fiber. And when it digests the soluble fiber, it releases the short chain fatty acid. Short chain fatty acid. Remember that term, short chain fatty acid. And some of the important short-chain fatty acids are butyrate and hydroxybutyrate. So short-chain fatty acid. Why do I keep saying short-chain fatty acid? Because short-chain fatty acid has a lot of benefits. So what are the benefits of short-chain fatty acid? It actually improves microbiome itself. So it feeds on itself. It improves the immune system. It prevents cancer. It actually lowers LDL and cholesterol. When you have a short-chain fatty acid, you have a less chance of heart disease, less diabetes. People with short-chain fatty acid have a better brain health. They have less chance of obesity. It actually improves bowel motility. And there is even some data that it may actually prevent the sugar spikes in diabetic. So again, short-chain fatty acid has a lot of benefits. So let's talk about next type. This is called prebiotic. So prebiotic means whatever our microbiome uh, 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 depends upon. So microbiome is also called probiotic. Probiotic is the one which are bacteria in our gut, mostly in the colon. So this bacteria in the colon, they depend upon prebiotic. Prebiotics is the food or the nutrient this bacteria thrive on, nourish on, and grow on. So again, those are the prebiotics. Soluble fiber is a main source of prebiotic. Other prebiotics are polyphenols, for example, resveratrol, chocolate even, and many other prebiotics. You can also take prebiotic supplement like a wheat dextrin and acacia. The both are available on Amazon. I don't take it myself, but recently I watched a video from this Dr. B, who actually recommends that taking prebiotic has some role. I've not heard from all the different lifestyle physicians. I'll look it up more, but you should look it up also. But there is some role of taking prebiotic supplement. So definitely, instead of taking a insoluble fiber supplement, try to take a soluble prebiotic supplement. So what is probiotic? Probiotic essentially are the bacteria in our colon mostly. And actually you can increase the variety and amount of this bacteria in your colon by eating more fermented food, by eating more fermented food. We have Hannah here. So there are some questions. I'll go over through the questions as we go towards the end. Uh, so you can take a probiotic also in the supplements in the pill form, but mostly we should be getting our probiotic by eating more fermented food. And that can be in kombucha, in miso, in sauerkraut. I typically am vegan. I rarely have dairy, but if you are a vegetarian, if you are having some dairy, you can have yogurt. You can have a kefir, which is also a source of uh, bacteria or probiotic. This probiotic or the bacteria itself has tons of benefits, uh, and actually you can use this probiotic to treat the diarrhea when they happen after antibiotic. It also been useful in ulcerative colitis. Actually, there's also some data that by providing probiotic, there are less chance of anxiety, depression, and OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. It also helps to lower your cholesterol. It also helps in certain skin conditions like eczema. It also helps with the urinary tract infection in women. So again, probiotic is an important thing to take. Uh, uh, Many times, if you eat fermented food, you don't need to take the probiotic supplement. But if you take probiotic supplement, take the one which has a maximum diverse bacteria and highest amount of colony in that bacteria. You can take it in a pill form, and you can buy it for about $25 on Amazon for 1 month supply. Definitely take the probiotic at bedtime, because if you take it with food, the acid in the stomach will digest it out. So try to take the probiotic at bedtime. Uh, Many people ask me that should we eat cooked food or raw food? I think both cooked and raw food need to be eaten. cooked food has a different fiber consistency. So I think you should be eating both type of food. And my general rule of thumb is that for each 100 calories, if you eat, for example, if you eat a processed a bag of something, for each 100 calorie, you should have 3 grams of fiber. If you eat obviously whole food, plant-based food like vegetables, raw or cooked, or fruits or whole grain, you don't have to worry about this ratio because there are no labels on broccoli, no labels on kale, but they have enough fiber. But if you take any processed labeled food, like a bag of something, to see if there are 3 grams of fiber for each 100 calories. So let's see, how do we get fiber in our different diet? So paleo diet right now is very popular, paleo diet. And paleo diet actually does not allow whole grain because paleo people think that grain came just about 10,000 years ago. And before that, the ancient paleo diet, 20, 30, 40,000 years ago, there were no grain. So there were no cultivation of grain. So paleo diet doesn't allow the grain. Paleo diet doesn't allow the beans also. Paleo diet allows fruits and vegetables, but in my opinion, when you don't take whole grain and no beans, your diversity of plant-based food is not enough. Like we talked earlier, so you should have minimum 30 different type of plant-based food. So your microbiome will not be as diverse. So again, paleo diet allows fruits and vegetables, but still does not have a diverse microbiome. When I talk about paleo, I must say that our current paleo is very different than typical ancient paleo was, which was about 30, 40,000 years ago. Many times paleo people argue that there are significant benefits because all the ancient people 30, 40,000 years ago did not have diabetes, did not have heart disease. So they say that by eating a paleo diet, we will have the similar benefits. But let me tell you, they forget that our current paleo diet has extremely low fiber, only 15 grams, while the ancient paleo had 100 grams of fiber. And even ancient paleo diet mostly included plant-based food with a rare treat from animal-based product. While current paleo mostly recommends tons of animal products, particularly meat. So again, ancient paleo and current paleo are totally different. So don't get sold by thinking that by eating paleo, you will be able to prevent heart disease and diabetes and obesity. Honestly, ancient paleo had very small amount of animal products. It was mostly a plant-based food. Otherwise, how come they can have 100 grams of fiber? To have 100 grams of fiber in ancient paleo diet, they must be eating tons and tons of plant-based food and very small amount of animal food. So if you go on paleo, ancient paleo, I'm okay with it. But if you go on a current paleo, what most people eat, I'm definitely against it. There's another popular diet, keto diet. Actually, there are more Google search on keto diet than whole food plant-based, any other diet. Keto is actually the most popular diet right now. I was interviewing with Chef Aajay, one of the very important lifestyle chef. Uh, 100,000 followers on her YouTube and her Facebook page. And I made a comment which she absolutely loved it. I said that keto is going to kill more people than anything ever invented, including an atomic bomb. And she absolutely loved it. So again, keto is going to kill more people than anything ever invented, including atomic bombs. Keto is that bad. Actually, keto may short term give you some weight loss, but long term, it increases your cholesterol, increases many other issues, and definitely keto is a no-no. So if you are on a keto diet, look it up yourself. Obviously, be your own judge. But if you ask my opinion as a cardiologist, as a lifestyle physician, keto is definitely no-no. Don't go on keto. There are blue zones diet. Blue zones are the places where people live 100, people live long, very long, people live healthy, people live happy, they have a long health span, they're at 100, they're walking, they're jogging, they're working in their farm, they're working in their house. So again, blue zone diet was very high in fiber. And in blue zone, legumes was staple in the diet. So again, people who live long have high fiber. Whole food plant-based diet, which is typically I eat, mostly a vegan diet, less processed food or no processed food, typically a 50 to 70 gram of fiber. And like I said, every 10 gram of fiber lowers your mortality by 10%. So eating minimum 50 gram of fiber is very important. There's also a concern for the food allergies because some people say that they're allergic to certain type of plant-based food. In my opinion, unless you have a true allergy where you get like anaphylactic shock, like your breathing difficulties, or you have a skin rash or many other issues, then obviously don't eat that food. But if you just have a minor intolerance, try to eat small amount of diverse food. That also brings up to a gluten allergy. True gluten allergy is only about 1%, which is the celiac disease. So true gluten allergy is very, very low. And actually, there is enough data that people who avoid gluten just as a fashion, because there's also a fad going on about avoiding gluten, those people actually have very higher chance of heart disease. So avoiding gluten is not good unless you have a true gluten allergy. About 20 to 30% of people in America have some gluten intolerance, so I can understand, but don't give up on gluten unless you have a true allergy. And you can test for gluten allergy. There are various lab tests available. You can talk to your primary care physician or a gastroenterologist. So if you need to check for gluten allergy. But in general, try to eat wheat and other things which has gluten, because gluten is also very important. Obviously, if you develop any true allergy, don't take the gluten. So how can you increase fiber in your diet? Start with 1 out of 21 meals, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So 1 out of 21 meal with a whole food plant-based meal. That means essentially eating raw and cooked vegetables. One meal, just have a dinner or breakfast or lunch. And then every week, add one more meal, whole food plant-based. In about 3 to 4 months, you'll be mostly plant-based. And obviously, I'm not asking all of you to go vegan. Obviously, some of you, enjoy animal products. I once in a while also have a dairy type thing like cheese and other things, but I'm mostly a vegan person. And actually, if you look at the blue zone people where they live long, they have about 80-90% of their diet is plant-based, and they have about 10% calories from animal products. I actually grew up vegetarian. My parents were vegetarian. I never ate meat. We had dairy, milk, and other things. Lately, I've been vegan. But I highly recommend everybody to go vegan and minimum vegetarian. Vegan would be ideal. And if you want to continue eating animal products, including meat, try to have less than 10% of your calories. If you do this thing, you definitely will have enough fiber in your diet. You probably will have 40 or 50 grams of fiber. Your constipation will be gone. There will be many other benefits. Other thing is, whenever you go to grocery store, pick up 3 different plant-based food every week, which you have not eaten this month. So again, have variety. So eat all different type of plant-based food, not just continuously eat few food you like. Just try to make a habit of eating all different type of food. Like I said, try to eat 30 varieties, which is very hard, but try your best. When you eat beans, make sure you eat fully cooked beans, and gradually increase the fiber in your diet so you don't develop any gas or anything like that. Brown rice definitely is better than white rice. And when you start eating more fiber, more whole food plant-based diet, definitely drink plenty of water. So that way your bowel movement will be smoother and softer. So what is my diet? Like I said, I'm 99% vegan. Rarely I have a milk-based product like cheese. If you go out with friends and then people order pizza, I don't become a oddball, and I don't try to be smart aleck and said that I will have pizza without cheese. So at that time, I will eat cheese. But when we eat as a family, we typically are vegan my own family. I'm mostly whole food plant-based. Rarely I have some processed food, and I'm working on it myself. I never get constipated. Matter of fact, I have a big bowel movement every morning before I go to work. And again, there is some data that size of your bowel movement, your longevity is very high. So larger the bowel movement, longer you live. So I ask all of you to watch your bowel movement. Pretty sick thing to do, to watch your bowel movement. But larger the bowel movement, longer you live. And I probably get 50 grams of fiber. I could get 70, but 50 grams I definitely get. So let's look at our Facebook Live. Uh, so the question is, how helpful is the food label in identifying fiber in food? So if you eat a packaged food, look at the fiber. And like I said, the general rule is that if you have a 3 grams of fiber in 100 calories, then that food has an adequate fiber. So try to have 3 grams of fiber per 100 calories in a packaged food. Obviously, if you eat whole food plant-based like broccoli or kale or fruits like apple, you don't have to worry about how much fiber, because that will have enough fiber. It's processing which removes the fiber. whole food plant-based like raw vegetables and raw fruits and raw cooked vegetables maintain enough fiber. Next question is, uh, it says that why should we choose fiber-rich food over fiber supplements? Like I said, fiber supplements typically are insoluble fiber. Fiber supplements can help your gut health, like constipation and diverticulosis, possibly colon cancer. But fiber supplements has not shown any benefit in terms of longevity. So if you want to live long, obviously best thing is go to the natural source of fiber, not the fiber supplements. But if you want to have some fiber supplement, that's fine too. But go to the natural source, which is cooked and raw vegetables, fruits, beans, whole grain, nuts, and seeds. Besides next question is, besides dietary fiber, what else can help with regularity? Obviously, fiber will help the most for bowel regularity, but drinking plenty of water, having having a variety of food definitely will help with the regularity. But for regularity, for regularity of bowel movement, fiber is the king. So if you want everyday large bowel movement, have 50 gram of fiber. You will never be constipated. You never have to take a suppository like Dulcolax or anything. You will never be walking around with a sad face because you are constipated. So eat tons of fiber. Uh, uh, I also must say that we have a dietitian, Mosmi. She has been collaborating and doing work with us. We'll be bringing her for live and soon on a Zoom live. So again, if you have any questions about what kind of plant-based food you should eat, then also reach out to Mosmi. She's on our page. She has her own Facebook page. She's a nutritionist, a board certified dietitian. So reach out to her also. So again, we had a great turnout today. We had uh, Shashi Murthy, Dr. Murthy's wife. So welcome, Shashi. Please have any questions. Please join our other lives. We are doing one live every day. We have Robert Johnson watching. Hi, Robert. Long time to see you. I know I've been following you on the Facebook, so long time to see you again here. So again, we had a great turnout today. This will be on YouTube. We have Darshan Hammondry also. Hi, Darshan. So good to see you. We have a great turnout on our live today. We are again on a Facebook, Healthy Living with Dr. Shah. Share our page to your friends and family. Invite your friends and family to like our page. We post every day about 5 times free tips on healthy living, happiness. We also post on live coaching about how to be successful, how to have a good family life, how to be a good parent, how to have good mental health, how to prevent depression. So like our page, share our page. We are also on YouTube. Healthy Living with Dr. Shah. We already have posted about 20 videos. We are updating our YouTube every day with posting 3 to 5 videos. So subscribe to our channel. We're also on Instagram. On Instagram, we post every day recipes and different other pictures. So go on Instagram, like our Instagram page. We're also on Twitter. We are still growing gradually on Twitter, but we also post on Twitter also. So again, I've taken up this mission, big mission to educate and learn myself, all my friends and my family member. So join the movement, grow together. Let's live healthy. Let's live happy. Let's live long. Tomorrow I'll be doing another live, probably around same time, around 8 o'clock on the 6 pillars of healthy lifestyle. I'll be talking about how to get best out of your primary care physician. What are the blue zones? What are the 10 common killers in America? So please stay tuned for tomorrow's live around 8 o'clock. And then Saturday will be our mega live. Saturday is our mega live. Saturday, we have a live on happiness for 3 hours. And at that live, we'll be showing some great slides. Actually, last Saturday, we did happiness live. It had almost 2,500 views. It reached 10,000 people on Facebook. We are doing the same live with some more information I've gained over last 1 week. And also now we will be able to show the slides, like I'm showing you the slides today. So please come back on Saturday for sure. What the happiness live. In my opinion, that live is the best live I've ever done. And I watched about 200 hours of videos on happiness. I read about 30 books on happiness. And I put the whole information of about 200 hours on how to be happy in 3 hours. It's a must live to watch. Please come on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Thank you. I'll sign off. Uh, have a good evening. Stay healthy, stay well. Keep the social distance. Wash your hands. Wear your mask, and be safe. Thank you.